Welcome to Art Lectio, a space where the enjoyment of art is restored to its original purpose, contemplation that leads to transformation. In each video we will read what we see, reflect on its significance, respond with gratitude, and rest in the inspiration it offers for our daily lives. I invite you to join me in this daily reflection. Step closer and let your eyes move across the descent from the cross. The first impression is striking. Angular forms and sharp diagonals dominate the composition, pulling you into a moment of extraordinary tension. The figures seem almost fragmented, their limbs and postures exaggerated, as if the act of removing Christ from the cross has distorted the natural world. Above the scene is precarious. Two men on their ladders lean forwards, their movements jagged yet deliberate, and they lower Christ's body. The limp, pale form of Christ contrasts with the taut energy of the figures holding him. The sharp lines of their ladders cut through the composition, and it creates a sense of instability. Below, grief unfolds in flowing forms, softer but no less intense. The Virgin Mary, her face almost marble-like in its pallor, crumbles into the arms of two women. Mary Magdalene, dressed in a brilliant crimson robe, stands out like a beacon amidst the muted tones. Her vivid presence draws your eyes downward, anchoring the emotional weight of the scene. The barren landscape is in the background, and it's sparse and subdued, allowing the human drama to take center stage. The palette moves between earthly browns and greys with bursts of bright red and white, offering a jarring yet intentional contrast. The interplay of light and shadow models the figures, carving out depth and emphasizing their physicality, yet the overall composition resists traditional balance, embracing discord instead. In Fiorentino's depiction, aesthetic tension mirrors spiritual anguish. The angularity of the figures and the strained movements reflect the wrenching nature of this moment. Christ's body descending to the earth, symbolizing the weight of sin and the price of redemption. The vivid red of Mary Magdalene's robe is a deliberate choice, a visual metaphor for passion, sacrifice, and the life still present amidst death. Her centrality in the composition, alongside the fainting Virgin Mary, draws us to the dual reality of Christ's crucifixion, profound grief and enduring hope. Even the stark emptiness of the landscape serves a purpose. Its muted tones create a vacuum where the only focus is the human drama. The hands that cradle Christ, the faces etched with anguish. In this desolate space, the viewer is invited to enter into the sorrow and to see in it a reflection of their own trials. Yet the interplay of light casting subtle highlights on Christ's body and his followers suggests that this grief is not the end. Resurrection lingers unseen, but its promise imbues the scene with quiet hope. Fiorentino's rejection of Renaissance harmony and embrace of dissonance speaks to our human experience. Life is rarely balanced or serene, yet in the midst of its fractures, we find Christ, present, enduring, and offering grace. O Lord, in the angular lines of this painting, we see the strain of human sorrow. In the vivid red of Mary Magdalene's robe, we see the pulse of life and love. In the emptiness of the barren landscape, we see the void that only you can fill. Teach us to trust in your presence, even when life feels fractured and dissonant. Help us to find beauty in the tension and to hold onto the promise of your resurrection. May our hearts rest in the knowledge that you descended so that we might rise again. Amen. Close your eyes and let the painting take shape in your mind. Trace the sharp lines of the ladders and feel the weight of Christ's body. Imagine yourself among the mourners, your hand steadying Mary or reaching out to Christ. Stay in the stillness of this moment, letting the tension and beauty guide your heart towards hope. Today, seek the beauty in dissonance. Whether in a moment of grief, uncertainty, or strain, look for the light, the small promise of hope. Extend the light to others by offering comfort or a helping hand, reflecting the care and devotion seen in the mourners who surround Christ. Thank you for joining me for today's reflection. Subscribe to join me tomorrow and consider watching the clip on your screen for more inspiration. Let's continue this journey together.